first off, just tell me what initially attracted you to come down to Laredo and take this position.
Well, being a part of the process with Mark Schuster coming down here and trying to get the bid to get this ball club, just the passion of the city council and the mayor of, wanting to bring baseball here. And my relationship with Mark Schuster was another, and the long history of baseball here in town, and my relationship with Freddie Benavides, who's an old friend of mine who's been in baseball a long time, played against him a long time. It just made it real easy, just the excitement for baseball in the city is just amazing, and the support the city was giving Mark and the things that they were doing. I mean, I wanted to be a part of it. They got me excited, so it was an easy decision when Mark asked me.
Tell me a little bit about the path you took as far as your coaching career is concerned after you finished up your playing days. I know you started off as in an affiliate team, but tell me about how you transitioned from your first days in coaching to now.
Well, when I first got done playing, I actually had a major shoulder surgery and tried to make a comeback, and I actually played for an independent team in Atlantic City. And then once I was done there, I actually got a job. I was a hitting instructor in the Detroit Tigers organization for 3 years. I actually managed instructional ball 1 year. And then I got hired in 2007 by Mark Schuster to manage the Grand Prairie team for the last 3 years. So I put my time in as a coach. I mean, it's different, I mean, as a player, it's a different craft, and as a coach and instructor and manager, it's a different craft. So you continue to learn, every year. So I'm hoping that the years I put in as a coach I've learned a lot to bring a championship here to Laredo.
And how'd you fare as the manager in those years in Grand Prairie?
First year we went all the way to the championship, got beat. The last 2 years we played pretty well, but didn't get into the playoffs. Had two pretty good teams. But the knack of independent league, which makes it tough for a manager or a coach in independent league, is you lose a lot of players along the way. Affiliated baseball come and take that good #1 starter, might take your shortstop, or might take your catcher. And the thing that I'm most proud of as my 3 years in Grand Prairie is how many players we moved back in affiliated ball. How many guys that may have never got a chance to play in affiliated ball without being in independent baseball. So that, to me, there's a lot of good things that happened in the last 2 years, even though we didn't get to the championship.
And going back to your playing days in college, you still hold the single season record for home runs. How important is that to you?
Records were never important to me. I love to play the game. I always felt very honored and privileged to be able to do something I love to do my whole life. Just to be able to put the uniform on and get on the field every day was enough reward for me. Accolades and numbers and stats and records and all that was never really important to me. It was always about playing the game the right way and never disrespecting the game.
And then you moved on. You played professionally, but you didn't go into the major, or you didn't go to the minor leagues right away. You kind of bypassed that, went straight into the major leagues. One of only a handful of players to do that. Talk about that and how that has altered, I guess, maybe your method of coaching with these guys and the message you have to them.
Well, I think that, one, I wouldn't change my path. I mean, the object of when you get drafted is to play in the big leagues. I was fortunate enough to go straight there from college and then have to go to the minor leagues. So I had to learn on the run. I learned a lot. I learned from my teammates, and I learned at the best level in the world and from the best players in the world. So I think a part of all the relationships that I made in baseball, I played for Sparky Anderson, I played for Joe Torre, I played for Bobby Valentine, I played for Jim Fregosia. I would think that a little bit of those guys have all kind of rubbed off on me and kind of made me who I am. I think, playing with Cal Ripken and Eddie Murray and, playing with great players like Robbie Alomar, and, I would think my relationship, the things that I saw with them have kind of rubbed off on me. So I'm kind of I don't say that it's Pete Incaviglia managing. I think it's a little bit of my whole baseball career is kind of who I am now, and the things that I've learned and the mistakes that I've made, and and the things that I've learned from players, coaches, instructors. You know, I mean, if you ever quit learning in this game, it's time to retire. If I think that I know everything, I'm in trouble. So every year I try to get a little bit better, try to make a little bit better decisions, and try to get a little bit better at my craft.
And I know this team doesn't have a name quite yet. Have you had a chance to look at those team names, and do you have a preference?
You know what? I've had a chance to look at them. You know, several of them look pretty good, but it's whatever everybody else wants. I mean, I really don't have an opinion. I think that the names that the people are putting in through the contest are good, and if I had to pick a couple, I kind of like Javelinas. I kind of like Lobos. You know, I kind of like those. I think those are two good names, but I'm sure somebody smarter than me will come up with a better name.